Hello everyone, V the Amazing Greek here. I'm doing a video today to give a updated demo of the MTech 525. Apparently a guy that watches me, one of my subscribers, Land Roamer, he's been trying to find this knife, and there's apparently some kind of copyright issue or something like that going on, and they're not able to sell them anymore. So I'm one of the lucky people that got this knife. If you watch my other videos, it's a copy of the Tom Brown Tracker. Very expensive knife. I'm sure it's good, but this cuts also. So what I've done is the blade, it had a shape like this. That's not what I want, so I modified it so that the blade is now like this. So I'm just going to give you a demonstration. This tree limb we just cut down with our quarter cable Sawzall. You have to check that out. And I'm going to give you a demonstration. This versus like the K-bar by Ontario knife, the the MTech Kukri, and the MTech, I'm not sure what it's called. To me it reminds me of a British World War II knife. So I'm going to show you real quick, limb removal, a few things. Of course that's nothing, Here we go, over here sweetie. Alright, this one here, about like that, like most of you guys. I'm Greek, it's different. So we're going to real quick, see? Look at that divot we got out. 2 little chops. Nothing. There we go. That's how quick that is. Now, this limb, let's make a comparison to the MTech Kukri. Let's see how easily it chops this limb. Of course, again, I modified the blade edge. It was a little bit... That wasn't a good demo. It was kind of like this. I took my files, I brought it down like this. That's just the way I prefer my knives to be. Now let's get some of this stuff out of the way so you can see. Alright, about the same. Four. Nothing beats a kukri when processing wood. That's just the way it is. But me being the way I am, I got to buy all the different knives. It's a sickness. Now we're going to compare it with the Ontario Knife Company K-bar. This is a badass knife, but it is a combat knife. Nothing had to be done to this edge. Just keep it oiled. It is high carbon steel, not stainless like the last two I used. It does not have the mass the others do, but it's very sharp. So cutting through a limb like this, the thinness and the sharpness of it's going to help me, and we'll see how it does. It's getting a little thinner as we go down here. It slices into it very well. Not too bad. Very sharp knife. I do not know the model number of this. It's an MTech. I like MTech. A lot of people give them crap. Those people are full of crap. These are very good knives. The first time I demonstrated to my brothers how sharp this was, I was trying to shave my arm. I sliced into my arm. Real smart. So, again, I keep my knives very short. Alright. It's got longer blade than the Ontario. Okay, comparison there. The thickness is comparable, but the Ontario, being that we have more width here, I've got a lot more of the, what is this, about 3/16. It comes down about 3/4 inches. Here we got about a 1/2 inch or so. So that's the difference. Got much more weight. It's got a gripped handle. I really like this knife. That's what the mass does. Of course, that's the thinner end. Let me stick right there. There's that thick end again where we started. And I'm in a knot here. See? So you'll have firewood with any of these knives. You just have to keep your knife sharp. That's the important thing. Alright, so we're going to take the 525. Now I can't get my hand around this. So I'm like my wife in this situation. I'm going to try to break this down. So try to focus here. Of course, this being a rounded, severely curved edge, your cutting area is limited. That's why I wanted it to be as sharp as possible. Cut us a piece of firewood. Well, that was a bad hit. I really need to put a lanyard on this also and quit eating wood chips. Not as tasty as you might think. It just peels that wood off now. Alright, let's get it from a different angle. That's one of the tricks to cutting wood. Continually in one place, it gets harder and harder to get to make the good cut. So you want to work your way around, especially if you're doing a tree that's standing. Alright. Now I get to the difficult part. There we go. That's that cutting edge. Now, some of you might think, why didn't you just saw through it? Well, because that's not a saw. That's a notching tool. All this is for, say you're going to set up a hammock. See, didn't even do that great there. What the saws on the back of knives are for is not to chop down trees. You make a notch, you tie your hammock or your guideline for a tarp, a tent. That way it doesn't slip down the tree. It's not designed for cutting a tree down. That's why you have the blade. Alright, so let's get us another section. Alright, we're going to cut this one, then we're going to try to baton through it. Also, this handle, as I'm using it and sweating a little bit, I need to wrap this in sport tape. It's getting slick, and if I got a little over enthusiastic, was low on water, not thinking too clear, this could easily slip out of my hand. Thus I need the lanyard and put a little grip tape on that. Last thing you want is to be out surviving somewhere if you had to. Have all the tools you need, but you used it to cut your leg and bleed out, get an infection, and be injured. Yeah, I think when I make the copy of this, I'm going to extend this out maybe 1.5 inches, 2 inches, then curve. That's very extreme, very limited cut area. It is sharp, but I'm limited in the amount of cutting force I can get. But when it does cut, it cuts very well. And I think I'm going to make the handle a little bit longer, because generating this from the back, I've explained before, fine, medium, and coarse control of the blade. It needs to be a little further back, then I can really use it like a hatchet. This isn't an everyday carry, so a little bit longer, a little heavier, I'm not worried. I'm not one of those guys that, well, your knife weighs 7 ounces, mine weighs 5. It might have cut your arm off, so I'm a man, I don't mind carrying a little extra weight around. Alright, now let's do some batoning action, and I'm not talking about cheerleading. Alright, let's find us a good batoning stick. Add a little overkill there. Let's see. That's too light.
There's some on this side.
Alright, we'll use a small one. Let's see what happens. Alright. Now, this part of the blade here, this is what this is designed for, to split wood. This is what we're looking at, the diameter. See? The fifth size, arm size. Here we go. Alright. Let's see what happens. Oop. The stump's trying to get out on me. Okay, we'll do it that way. Oop. Now you got firewood. Get that started. That's all I'm hitting it with, like that. Alright, there you go, see? Break it down however far you want. I don't know if anybody knows this, it helps to have a steady surface. Look at that, right through the knot. So that's the MTech 525 with my modifications. Very good knife. I'm sorry you guys can't find this. I got mine on eBay, 20 bucks, a few dollars shipping and handling. It's badass. Let me do a little batoning with the other MTech, just to show I love this knife. Excuse me. It looks like that was easier, and it was because this is a smaller piece of wood, but also because I got a little bit more length to work with, so I can hold down this end, hit with that end. So that's how those work. I hope you can find one. Maybe somebody had one that's going to sell it. You get your hands on it. That 525 is a badass. So I hope this one also. I don't remember the name. Sorry, it's a badass knife. But you know, they are what they are. You got to keep them sharp and they'll work for you. So I'm Be the Amazing Greek. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.